Yesterday, tragedy struck at Ojodu Grammar School bus stop on Ojodu Berger Road, Lagos, when a truck, allegedly chased by officials of the Lagos State Traffic Management Agency, LASTMA, rammed into school children returning from school, causing the deaths of students and left many injured. Multiple reports have it that this incident could have been avoided. This incident is rather sad, and we would like to hear your thoughts on this. I benefited from the records, using technology to solve this kind of problem. I know it is possible in Nigeria. I know particularly it's possible in Lagos. In Lagos now, if you contravene any of these traffic rules, you simply get a ticket. You get an SMS. If you have not used your phone, recently I went to change, my husband has a dealer number that I drive with. I went to change the address on it to the address at home, and it was done all the way to the point of payment because we pay every year for that. There are records. You don't have to pursue a truck driver like this to this point. Someone had hit my car in Vaux and destroyed my right tire totally. And he drove off. And it was an interstate bus registered somewhere in Kano. Just by calling, getting the plate number, it was traced and we had a mediation. These are solvable things that could have avoided 15 students. Some can be same children of one parent. I can only imagine the pain. So there are also better ways of doing things because the truck was bumped. And this is because there's no system. So a person who has caused that accident would have been arrested, his truck taken. There will be vicarious liability on the part of truck owners if it's just a driver, if there's a company involved, because there are processes to things. There are better ways that we can find resolution at this than, now that the bus is destroyed, probably we've destroyed all the evidence.
Mr. Emmanuel, a lot of people have said some eyewitness report. They have blamed LASTMA and other security operatives that normally stand on the road for sort of causing this accident. Could you please clarify this? In what way was LASTMA involved that caused this driver to run into these children?
Thank you very much. I want to say that what happened yesterday was not the handiwork of LASTMA or VIS.
So excuse me, sir, let me understand what you're saying. Are you saying LASTMA officials or VIO are not involved in this?
And Federal Road Safety.
And Federal Road Safety, those ones had, given out a statement in the papers. I saw that this morning. They said they were not there. But he recorded LASTMA and VIO. Are you saying they are not involved, that they are not there?
LASTMA was not involved.
Sir, what can you say was the actual cause of accident?
LASTMA was not involved. I can tell you that much.
Can you hear me, sir?
LASTMA was not involved.
So what we want to find out is the cause of this accident. What happened? What caused the accident in the first place?
The truck, apparently, maybe was overspeeding. I think the driver lost control of the truck.
So, sir, where did you think the story now came up that he was trying to escape VIO and LASTMA? Was it that somebody, social media, cooked it up? Because immediately the news broke yesterday, the news had it that he was trying to escape VIO.
I can't hear you very well.
What I'm asking, sir, that because, we tend to find that whenever things happen, everybody says, it's not me, we're not aware. But the story that broke indicated two people. They didn't indicate FRSC, they indicated VIO and LASTMA. They didn't indicate police officers. Why would somebody cook up the story and pinpoint two agencies? And then you're saying there was no truth to it? Can you hear me, sir?
Who knows where he is?
The sound is so faint. I can't hear very well.
I think we may have to let him go. Maybe we'll try to get him back.
It's so heavy to talk about the fact that families will be mourning their children. They send them off to school in the morning, expecting them. And there are some things that are just like nature to you. Like the sun will come out in the morning, the children will go to school and they will come back. And then to hear this sort of story and the way that they passed, it could have been avoidable in so many ways, just like Dr. had mentioned, which is we already know that place as a high pedestrian area. And there was particular states we did where a car like this also ran into a market, and they started now talking about ramps to be built. But this was not because it was the first time that it happened. We're just always really slow to take action. I'm hoping, I don't know, what do we do for the parents of these children? Is there any sort of compensation that we can even give these children?
Okay, so first
and then also to even appease, it would be best to say exactly those who were involved and in what form they were involved.
Yeah.
You were chasing a truck driver. I understand also on the other side where sometimes we have this unruly drivers,
yeah, trying to escape.
Yes, trying to escape because sometimes they ram into your car, brush your car because they're trying to run from traffic law operatives. And remember, we had a VIO here say when we're complaining that VIO will stop me in my nice car, and then these rickety buses are passing. And he said there's a place where we know where we find them. And I'm hoping that that's what they look into for trucks like this. There has to be a place where you find them if they're unruly. But secondly, we also know that these operatives have stopped cars because they're trying to collect bribes.
Yes.
And these drivers are trying to escape giving yet another bribe.
Yes.
So we need to know exactly what happened.
So we have a report. Before I come to you, the Lagos State Police Command have given out their reports in the Punch. They are saying 2 students of Bab Fafunwa Millennium School in Ojodu were killed when the accident happened, and 12 injured. So I think we don't have 15 deaths. So 2 killed, 12 injured. I think more reports will come out. Then also, what happened was, because you talked about, I think Tokbe mentioned first responders, police responding to, they said responders came from the report I read in the morning, that they came and the mob were already angry, and so they started attacking them, and so they had to run back. So that brings me to the question of, what do we do when this sort of accident happens? Is it the first thing to start attacking people who are supposed to be helping the children, or do we focus on helping the children get out? Also, I remember growing up, the places where you have schools, close, there's always either a police officer, or we didn't have LASTMA at the time, who would help the children cross the road. Why don't we have that in this sort of area?
This wasn't about, the children not being assisted to cross the road. But the Ogunisi Road, this road from Ojodu to, all the way down to the Ogunisi Road to Ogba, is not a pedestrian-friendly road. Okay. From my view, I drive that road regularly. In fact, that college bus stop is where Figures is located, my sister-in-law, and I go there regularly. I always wondered how, when you're trying to avoid another car who is reckless, you're almost in the gutters. So if someone was standing by that gutter, especially in front of that school, you push that person off if you were trying to avoid the reckless driver too. So on that road, I'm extremely slow and careful. But if someone who doesn't know the road well, probably a truck driver from out of Lagos State had to pass through that road, he would do the same. And so we need, that's on the part of government to first of all upgrade that. But you can hear from the accounts of the Federal Road Safety Official that it was a rumor. It was a rumor that this accident was caused by their officials because they have their headquarters. The VIO headquarters is within the same yard as the Federal Road Safety, just before College bus stop. And so people are just thought that in them coming to rescue, they caused the accident, and then further agitations. It is not unexpected that people will get agitated like this. So we continue to sensitize people that when an accident happens like this, be as patient and calm as possible to avoid more damages. Yes. But then this has happened. So how did they on their own part now comport themselves so that we're further able to avoid many things? Number one, in front of that college road, if we need to do it, expand the road, move the buildings, because the population around that area has outgrown that road. That's a fact. Yeah. Let these children have a pedestrian bridge. If it has to be located within their fence, to the other side of the other property fence, whatever it has to cost is fine by me. Compensate the owners of the buildings around there and do one for them. Because
this is not college road, this is Ojodu. Grammar school bus stop.
That bus stop, grammar school bus stop ahead, yes. I'm calling college road. So that bus stop, that school has been there forever since I've been going there.
Stay tuned.